How many of you wish you got better sleep? How many of you also rely on caffeine daily to function as your best self? I get it. I'm totally right there with you. I feel very much like Cinderella after her fairy godmother transforms her into a beautiful princess. Once I get my caffeine, I'm motivated, I'm ready to socialize, maybe even do a few dance moves. My grocery list always has some sort of caffeine on it. And I have earned more Starbucks stars from my caffeine addiction than I care to admit. I know I'm not the only college student who experiences this. Sleepadvisor.org shares that 85% of Americans over the age of 2 has at least one caffeinated beverage per day. Caffeine being coffee, energy drinks, sodas, teas, chocolate, and many other things. As a college student who wants to excel in my courses, I wanted to find out the truth about caffeine and our sleep. Is our love of caffeine helping or hindering our sleep and overall restfulness? I'm going to share what was hard for me as a coffee lover to learn about caffeine and how it negatively impacts your sleep. Don't worry though, I'm going to share how you can still get your caffeine fix, but see some positive changes to allow you not to rely on caffeine and to be a productive student and perform well in school. Many students, me included, need to have the energy to get schoolwork done and ace our classes. This often leads to a lot of caffeine consumption and sacrificing our sleep. Our way of getting energy through the day is creating a negative loop of relying on caffeine to function. There is a fairly simple way to improve this issue for those of y'all willing to try. The solution is to cut out caffeine after 12. I know what you're thinking. There is no way. Or was that just me when I heard that when I was listening to the audiobook Caffeine by Michael Pollan? However, hear me out. He discussed how the quarter life of caffeine is 12 hours. Therefore, 25% of the caffeine you drink at noon is still in your system at midnight. So if you drink an energy drink, which has about 200 milligrams of caffeine, by midnight, there's still going to be 50 milligrams of caffeine in your bloodstream, which is more than some sodas even contain. It's a no wonder why we can't sleep, we toss and turn. Pollan even goes on to discuss his conversation with Matthew Walker, who is the author of Why We Sleep. And Walker states, if you plot the number of Starbucks coffee shops and sleep issues in the past 35 years, the lines are very similar. Walker even states sleep enriches a diversity of functions, our ability to learn, memorize, make logical decisions and choices. All good things for students to have. Caffeine is negatively impacting our deep sleep though, and making us reliant on it to feel energized, when really the lack of quality sleep is what is making us need energy. Learning this information alone was not convincing enough for me. But once I kind of digested it and processed it, I decided to cut back caffeine for myself. I noticed I was no longer relying on caffeine to get me through the day. I was going to bed at a reasonable time and staying asleep throughout the night, which who doesn't love great sleep? Throughout the day, I had enough energy to get through multiple school assignments and still stay an A student, which is what all of us students aim for, right? A study done in China found that insufficient sleep and daytime sleepiness commonly existed and positively associated with impairment of school performance, especially academic achievement, which is why I was able to perform well when I was getting good sleep. Another study said sleep deprivation is known to lead to significant decrements in cognitive function, including lapses of attention, alertness, vigilance, and the speed of cognition and psychomotor responses. Goes on to say that a deficit of sleep as little as 90 minutes for one night can lead to a reduction of daytime objective and alertness by 1/3. So just a little over an hour can really impact it. Both of these studies reaffirm the importance of quality sleep to perform well as a student. I've discussed how caffeine impacts your sleep, This simple way you can improve it by cutting out caffeine in the afternoon, and how it will allow you to get better sleep, and you will no longer be dependent on caffeine. Allowing you to still get your caffeine fix, especially if you love the taste of it or the ritual of it, but not sacrificing your sleep and sacrificing your grades as a student. I challenge you to take a log of your sleep and your caffeine consumption, how it is now, then cut back and see the positive impacts on your sleep and your life as a student. Remember, a quarter life of caffeine is 12 hours. So do you want caffeine roaming around in your body when you're trying to get sleep at night?